And this is a good time to stop and reflect. Um, it's that time of year anyway when we go inside and are really um, less likely to spend a lot of time outside. And so natural to go inside and do this reflection. And so as we turn the page from one year and look at the page for the next year, take a moment to look back on this year. Um, and you might even write down a few things that stick out in your mind for this year. Of course, there are the outer challenges, but um, just as important, and perhaps more importantly, our inner experience. Because we can have all kinds of outer experiences, and three different people could have three different inner experiences to that. So, what's been your experience? The Jewish New Year is usually in September. They have a different calendar, so it's never exactly on the same day um, in our calendar. And what I used to do with my kids is we would stop and write down three things that um, we really are not so happy about that we did in the past year specifically. And the reason we do that is to clear the slate before going into the new year. So, writing down those three things, reflecting on those things, and it doesn't have to be three, you can pick your number, but roughly a few. And the part of the Jewish custom is then to go to the people you did those things to that now you kind of regret. And rather than having sort of this creeping guilt that is completely unproductive, and we could get defensive about it and all the rest. Instead, we clean the slate, we clear the slate by going to those people and saying, I regret that. I'm sorry. And I've found in my personal experience to do that in real life with the real person um, is very cleansing. And I just felt such a lightening, not only of my load, but of the load on the relationship. And so it just kind of cleared the way between us and we felt closer, which is a little counterintuitive with, you know, admitting a regret. But the fact is, they already know. And so the fact that we're admitting it and saying, I'm sorry, first of all, instead of feeling less respect for us, they feel more respect because we're copping to it, right? We're taking the courage and the time and the consideration to do that. And they also, appreciate it. And so it actually brings us closer together. And I've found, if anything, more respect rather than less. So, getting back to the ritual with my kids, in that moment, all we're doing is quietly reflecting, writing the three things, and really thinking about them. Uh, why did I do that? How can I avoid doing that in the future? That kind of thing. And in Buddhism, there are the four powers, which I won't get into right now. But the key point is regret, resolving not to do it again, and even finding a way to practice some sort of restoration or repair. It's a lot of ours. And then the other list, so that was one list. And then the other list is three to five things that you aspire to doing in this coming year. And so we would, again, reflect on those and sort of envision those and empower them with our investing our thought and our hearts really in doing that, in going toward that vision. And then we would, with due solemnity and ceremoniousness, um, burn those little slips of paper, first the regrets, in the fireplace or the wood stove or whatever I had. And if nothing else, it was I don't know, a platter or a plate or something. And we would each contribute to the pile and watch them all burn. And then we would burn the sort of the aspirations, the visions of what we're going to do in the coming year and watch those. And it's like they're going to the sky as an offering. and it was quite meaningful and powerful for us. So I wanted to share that little um, ritual with you in case you wanted to do your version of it. So, whatever you decide to do, I hope you can step into the new year with a clean slate and as clean a slate as possible, and with clarity and strength of vision for what you're going to do in 2021.